Good morning, everyone. This is Royce. We're coming back at you with yet another fast food fave. And today on the docket, we're going back to Casey's. You actually saw a teaser for this yesterday when I posted that short of me waiting with Clark in my new used car. It's big, it's bulky, it's got terrible gas mileage, but it fits me. Yes, after years of struggling on, my poor Buick finally gets laid to rest. Not really, but we'll see where. Like we're looking at selling it, but I don't know what we're gonna do with her yet. I still gotta clean her out even. Anyway, look, I finally got Vader a helmet or a stand. Until now, he's been laying on the. He's been kind of like having the helmet part of his having the hood part of his helmet kind of smushed over his face. Um, because the 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 design of Vader's helmet, if you can't see, the this part goes goes further down than the neck. So when you put it down, it tilts backward and then pushes the helmet up. Um, so I had to get like a motorcycle helmet display for it, and like it looks really nice, sleek, a lacquered black wood. Oh, lacquered edge. It was like $10 on Amazon. So I think what might end up happening is that's going to become my official helmet shelf. Poor Liberty Prime got booted off the top shelf. R.A.P. to an American hero. Anyway, let's get into the actual thing here. Today on the docket we have cheesy potato bites and a pork fritter. Now, some of you probably are like, Royce, you've had a pork fritter before. Yes, but that was from Smitty's, which is different because that's like you know how there's like a hot dog place in LA that every famous person goes to. Uh, Smitty's is that for pork tenderloins in Des Moines, but I've actually gotten more pork tenderloins from Casey's than Smitty's over the years. And then these, I used to just get these whenever I stopped in for gas at Casey's. Cheesy tots. Unfortunately, it is a little cold. I had to charge my phone. So my new car, my big honking SUV, was having some trouble. Yeah. And so I took it to the guy who sold it to me to see what was the matter with it, because the cruise control wasn't working and the tire pressure was off. Which I can fill a tire, but I didn't know what I should fill it to. Also, I need to get a tire gauge. The classic pork tenderloin. A puck of fried pork with a bun. A bit dry, but that roll is delicious. I think it's a Hawaiian roll. It's definitely some kind of brioche, at least. Remember, American bread is legally considered cake in most countries. Anyway, So then when I finally get my car back yesterday, he got the tires for me, but he wasn't able to figure out what exactly was wrong with the cruise control. Basically, I just got to keep pressing the button until it works. Not a huge problem now that I live in a, now that I don't have to drive 40 minutes to work. I used to have to do that. I'm not going to be using cruise control in town. But it is going to make long distance drives. Like, to visit my mom. Or to visit my dad and grandma. Oh, well, my mom and grandma or my dad and grandma. I still have both my grandmas. That's, that's something to take heart in. Not a lot of people can say that anymore. Oh, Lord. Uh, what was it? But anyway, so I took Clark yesterday to pick up my car, and then I took Clark again today to pick up my car, because I had to go back today because. Okay, so when I got my car back yesterday, on the drive home, I realized the AC wasn't working. The air was turning on, but it was blowing hot air at me, and not just air from the outside. No, this was specifically hot air, which I had no idea how that was happening. I thought something had gone awry. But eventually, sorry, I got distracted by one of my posters that I just noticed a detail on. Excuse me. So then I was supposed to take that back today, and also pick up my mom's uh, antibiotics for her. Which I didn't end up, but the AC did turn on today, so I think it was just a glitch. Glitch in the matrix. But I still had to take mom her antibiotics and pick up, and I also forgot my tags, and because I had to drive the Buick again for a little bit. Anyway. I do love that car though. My new car though. Because of its color and size. I was thinking about calling it the Tumbler, like Batman's Batmobile from the Nolan films. Or at least the Batmobile. Maybe get a big glossy Batman sticker to put on it. And then today when I went, I hung out with my grandma and my little cousins who range in age from I think the youngest is now like 8 or 9 to high school. I took Clark with me again. He is so resilient to get in my car. Even though, like, he is so excited when we actually do get to Grandma's house and he gets to play with my cousins and torment my aunt's dog. You see, Clark likes to play rough, unfortunately, and my aunt's Jack Russell used to be the same size as him and could take it, but Clark's going through some growth spurts now. his skin is getting really like saggy, which tells me that he's due for another growth spurt too. Because with dogs, it's like their skin gets like get starts developing before their bone structure. That's weird. My grandma's dog Ernie, that dog could never grow to fit his skin though. Like he was a golden lab, size no not a golden a yellow lab, size of a Great Dane. Still had very foldy skin, like very like you could, which not all dogs have. Like my dad's Schnauzer Lily or Lucy doesn't have it. My aunt's dog Lily doesn't have it. Roscoe didn't have it. I've only seen it with Ernie and Clark, which sounds like which sounds like like a old like Andy Griffith show type, old Andy Griffith show type sitcom. Um, but it's nice to hang out with family. You know, it's I am a loner. I like to be by myself, but it is good to spend time with your loved ones every once in a while. The rest of humanity, I can take or leave, but my own family, I think I'll keep them. All of my cousins and I argue about politics, but I'll save you that bullshit. Pardon my French. Anyway, I'm not here to talk about that stuff. I'm here to talk about food, right? You guys are probably mad that I'm not talking more about this. This is really good. I love the texture of this pork cutlet, pork tenderloin. It looks like cobblestone. For those who don't know what a pork tenderloin is, it is nothing like a chicken tender. Um, Obviously, but who doesn't know what a pork tenderloin is? Like, I don't know. Why? I'm just saying this to feel smart. Pork tenderloin is a pork cutlet that's been pounded out and basically, like tenderized, like a chicken fried steak, and then deep fried or breaded and then deep fried. Mm. Oh, also, I took Clark to Starbucks and got him a puppuccino. I'm officially a dog owner. Well, my cousin's dog, but still. Got myself an iced matcha latte because I needed to drive 40 miles. Well, 80 miles, counting the return trip. Hmm. This is really good, but it's so dry. I gotta bite, sip. Normally, you cover these things in ketchup or mustard, mayonnaise, whatever your preferred condiment is. I've found though, recently I've realized the best way to add moisture to a sandwich is lettuce and tomato. Like, I've I spent most of my life just having meat and cheese sandwiches But last year when I made myself BLTs, the tomato and lettuce ascended the sandwich so much. Vegetables are good, man. I know that means a fat lot coming from me, but vegetables are good. I'm telling you. Speaking of, Mama actually went to one of the farming communities to pick up fresh green beans for my uncle. And she also picked up a bunch of fresh garlic and corn and sent a clove home with me for my brother to use on something. I'm hoping he'll do that thing where you cut it in half, drizzle it in olive oil, and roast it so that you have just this like roasted melt in your mouth garlic that you can use as like a spread on stuff. Man, these are so much worse than I remember. Speaking of that, my grandma found some homemade fried chicken in her freezer, and she made that for me and the boys. Like heated it back up. It was so bad. We ended up peeling the chicken off the bone and feeding it to Roscoe and Lily, or Clark and Lily. Like, there's a chance that chicken is so old that it was made when Roscoe was still alive. Last October. Because it was just in the back of my grandma's freezer without any date or anything on it. And the longest you're supposed to keep cooked meat in a freezer is 2 to 3 months. According to Google. I don't know how true that is. People who complain about me getting takeout or fast food a bunch might actually get their wish because I'm pretty sure the next couple of videos I'm going to record are all what do you call it? Are all going to be like frozen food at home or stuff my mom made or something that I'm going to try to make. Plus maybe a propped up or two if I'm lucky. Are you impressed that I still have that all this time later? That nuke full of victory unopened. You think it'll ferment eventually? I remember from Rhett and Link trying on Good Myth Morning, trying bottled drinks from the 90s. Glass bottles lasted way longer than cans or plastic. Anyway, I'm sorry this has been a long one. I had a lot on my plate today. Y'all have a good one. This is Royce Miller. I'm happy.